Hi, looking today at AI, the stock, which has essentially taken the stock market by storm recently, as we can see this move off of the bottom of the end of December 2022 from $11 all the way up to what looks like now $25. That's been a pretty sick move. Unfortunately, there isn't enough data that exists for AI for us to necessarily trust one direction or another. We can generally pay attention to sentiment overall in the market. So if people are talking, people are chirping, people are tweeting, people are posting on their Facebook, they're trying to meme it up. AI is probably something that there's going to be a lot of demand in. Let's look at the daily. The daily chart here looks like a classic, essentially bottom along here in October, November, December, and then a collapse into what looks like the end of December, and then a run up and rally. I'm assuming that coincides with Chat GPT. This is a hot stock for now. Let's look at the daily sentiment. It looks like the daily sentiment from a or from a bullish perspective is incredibly overextended. This thing has at 1.77% bullishness on the 7th of February. That's an incredible thing to see personally. This indicator generally has trouble going above 60% and generally has trouble going below 40%. Um, it's already at 61% as of yesterday, so you would expect a decent pullback. The market itself had a pullback, so maybe that's impacting AI. We'll find out. Again, as I was mentioning, there's not enough data here to really fill all my indicators in the weekly, but we can see a very strong move, 63% on the weekly bullish sentiment. We're looking at the overall volume, crazy freak out in volume, as we would expect based on the gigantic price move that we've seen since the end of December. Huge volume, huge price move. Same thing, we're looking at it on the daily here. We essentially saw huge moves in the beginning of February. We saw a smaller yet also large move in the beginning of March. And it looks like we've seen a almost equally as large, time will tell, move here at the beginning of April. So that's interesting to see. Let's look at the volatility of price and AI here. It looks like the volatility is actually rising. Well, I imagine that correlation looks like it's falling. Not a great signal to see, especially when you're getting a breakout of volatility from 4.8 up from 3.4. That's not great to see. We look at the volatility on the weekly here. We can see that volatility is rising while correlation is rising. That's actually generally positive. If volatility continues to rise while price correlation continues to rise, that is a good thing to see. Let's take a look here at AI on the weekly non-sentiment trade range. Kind of a beautiful breakout. When you look at the volatility getting really tight here, we can tell that it was falling into this period at the beginning or the end of February. The volatility really got tight and got small, so the range got small. And then when you see a big explosion to the top, especially a price that's continually breaking out above the top of its range, that is an incredibly bullish sign, especially with the volume that we've already indicated. When we look at the non-sentiment based on the daily, obviously today being, I think the 5th was a very ugly day for AI, but it was generally an ugly day for the overall market. And when you are the leader, when you are the sentiment maker, when you are the trend, when you are the taste, essentially we've seen this happen before. It's been Square. We've seen it be WeWork, Beyond Meat. We've seen it be GameStop. We've seen it be a bunch of different tickers where the market just focuses all of its attention on that specific stock. This is a great indication of why you always want to have a protective stop, as well as when you want to have proper risk management, because that right there, boys and girls, could ruin not only your day, your month, your year, but potentially multi-years, depending on how much money you have, unless you're short. But this has just been a very quick breakdown of AI, the most active stock in the U.S. stock market today, presented to you by Bootleg Macro. Have a great day.